Right then. So, welcome to this dark Wednesday evening, beginning of December. We're the Inspire Chat Wellbeing Team, and this evening we are going to broach the subject of the winter blues. So, everybody experiences things very differently. Obviously, the days get shorter, the nights get longer, and it gets a lot darker. And some people experience seasonal affective disorder. I know particularly I used to be quite susceptible to it, and I know I've got a few family members and friends that are, which you can usually alleviate with a lamp, or just by going outside and getting a bit more of the old vitamin D. But it's something that I think we all experience in different ways. So how do you find, do you get any winter blues, Rose?
Not quite often, but I do tend to, I think anyway, have a little bit of a different sleeping schedule. So I am a bit accustomed to sometimes not seeing daylight. Well, I mean, it all works because they assume that our bodies have a mechanism that works in reaction to light, and we release melatonin, and the production of melatonin is also stopped by sunlight and natural light. So when the days are shorter, obviously there's going to be more melatonin being produced, and the stopping mechanism isn't really happening. So then you get lethargic and other symptoms of depression. And it's again a nice play on how the body affects the mind as well, because by feeling the sensations of depression or depressive episodes, we also then start to feel the mental and cognitive sides of it as well. So it's a very interesting thing, and I think it's gotten a bit more popular, and people have started talking about it a lot more now. So we're aware of what you can do. And definitely, yeah, I agree. I think the light is the biggest thing, like making sure you stay. And there's loads of very pretty devices like that mimic natural light now that you can find if you actually suffer with that. What about you, Sarah or Susan? How have your experiences been?
Well, I'm fortunate. I don't believe I've really been affected personally by seasonal affective disorder. But within my work, I look at how we align with nature and the universe as a whole. And what's fascinating when you think, as Sarah said at the beginning, that we have much shorter days and longer nights, and our ancestors not that long ago didn't have electricity, and they only had fire from a certain point in time to give them that extra light when the light was gone. So it's a time, naturally, certainly for animals, of hibernation, and really the human would benefit from resting more at this time of the year, and therefore we wouldn't need those levels of melatonin, because if we were resting more, if we were more in alignment with that natural biological clock, which is so inherent and powerfully strong within us, but we are always in our modern society going against it, and so naturally it's having these effects more on some people than others. There are certain people who are more sensitive to it than others. But yeah, if we keep pushing at these boundaries of where naturally we really are more inclined to be, then sure, we're going to have these conditions, these symptoms coming up to the surface and being a real challenge.
I have to say, the seasonal thing has changed for me slightly, because come the beginning of December, I start hibernating myself like a little dormouse. And I do find myself getting very slow and on purpose. I just go with it because Christmas brings a lot of stressors. Okay, we've got the added stress this time because it's it's a lot different. But people tend to stop panicking and preparing and all that sort of thing. So I do try to be mindful and just take my time because I do start to feel sleepier. I have trouble getting up in the morning because I'm so cozy. Your eating I was a big believer of eating seasonally as well, because a lot of people worry about overeating or eating things at Christmas that, they feel like they're overindulging and all that sort of thing. But seasonally, we would this time of year have brought our harvest in, and we would be eating the foods that, from the fields and the meats, and make the pies and all that sort of thing, because it's the fuel for the winter. So you can have your salads and your fruit in summer, and also in winter. But I always try, especially with my clients, don't beat yourself up about eating. A, it's food. And B, sometimes it's okay to overindulge. There's always a balance. As long as you're mindful and you think, okay, tomorrow, the next few days, I'm going to listen to my tummy and I'm going to eat the things that probably might be a bit better, and just try and enjoy being at home with the family and eating food around the table, rather than just stressing about, I shouldn't eat that, it's naughty. Yeah. I don't like food being naughty anyway. It's food. Do you know what I mean? It shouldn't be naughty. It's food. It's all about balance. So that ties in with this time of year, the stresses and stuff like that. And we get a bit, we feel a bit pressured about lots of different things. So I'm with Susan. I would just go with the flow, chill a bit and slow down.
Well, that's an interesting point you've just raised there, Sarah. Sorry, not letting you in on this, Carl. It's a 3-woman show. But what I'm picking up on there is that in line with what I was saying about the hibernation, which makes a whole lot of sense, and how animals prepare for that. And as you were saying, with the harvesting, we're collecting all that we have. It's the bounty from the year, everything that nature then provides us with. So fattening up for the winter is natural and normal, because most animals literally go to sleep for the whole of that period. So their body fat, is what helps them to survive that time. So this is inherent within us all, and it's like a little messenger, always sending that signal to ensure that you have enough food, that you have eaten enough, that you've got enough layers of fat on you to protect you for your survival. So this is happening underneath the surface, and we in a sense we almost don't have any control over that, because that is just a natural instinct that evolution has provided us with, which is part of our fight and flight and freeze, that side of what keeps a human safe.
The fight and flight mechanism.
Yeah.
See, I look at it a little bit different. I'm smirking because you three have all clearly got quite scientific brains and coming up with the whole scientific angle of it. I'm sat here and I'm thinking, actually, I don't like it that it's dark and cold. And why don't I like it that it's dark and cold is I go out for my runs or my walks or whatever I do, and I'm an early riser, so I tend to be doing that at sort of 6 a.m, and it's dark and it's cold, and I don't like that. I don't like it because it makes me feel bad. I just don't like it because I can't see and I don't want to trip over something while I'm running down the pavement. In terms of how I feel, I actually feel quite warm and cozy at this time of the year. So, Sarah, you touched on it, the not wanting to get out of your bed in the morning. in the summer, I'm exactly the same. I jump out of bed with a hop, skip, and a jump, and I'm like, "Come on, Day, let's have you." And then in winter, it's like, "Oh, it's nice and warm. I want to stay in my warm pit." And it doesn't help that we're kind of at home at the minute. Well, I am at home at the minute, working from home. I'm sat next to a radiator, so the second the radiator gets on, it's warm and cozy, and it's all, you get this soft, sticky feeling in your insides, and it's like, oh, it's winter, yeah. But at times, the weather can get people down, and there's certain parts of the world where it doesn't get dark or it doesn't get light for months on end. And we went to Africa last year. And no, it was this year, before COVID. Just before COVID, we went to Africa, and it was getting dark at like 6 o'clock at night, and that was just really weird. You're in a hot climate, and it's getting dark really soon. It just didn't quite register with me. It didn't feel right. But yeah, I can respect it, and it certainly happens, changing feelings with the mood, but changing mood with the environment in which you're at. But I embrace it. I actually quite like it. I used to love nothing more than going and running through a big pile of leaves and kicking them up in the air and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I actually relate quite closely to what you mentioned about the early mornings and it being dark. And I think it brings up a safety issue as well as, it's interesting to think about how, in an evolutionary sense, it would have been, night would be the most dangerous time for an early human. And a lot of night would just mean a lot more hours in danger. And in that sense of like hypersensitivity. Like I've been working 8:30 to 5:30, and when I wake up and leave home, it's dark. And when I come back home, it's dark. And the rest of the time I'm in artificial light. So it's very interesting to think of that as well. And even though you kind of had to check yourself, because like when you walk home, you just kind of get like on edge when you see people walking behind you, and you have to remind yourself that it's still 5 or 6. It's not late. Like I could still go to the shops, even though like, because it feels like it's 11 and you think, oh, the shops are fully closed and you can't go anywhere now. But like, oh, I could still go and get some, groceries. But it's very interesting to like think about those like different perspectives on that. But obviously the greatest thing that can combat any kind of depression or blues or feeling bad is, your social circle and your family, and having that around you, because of this season as well, coming into Christmas, New Year, Thanksgiving, all that brings everybody closer together. And it's kind of the time of the year where you have to see family and extended family as well. So it's interesting because it does tend to be, there's a lot of hype around it because of media representations of what the perfect Christmas is.
Christmas looks so different to so many different people, and that's the beauty of it. You don't have to have the turkey. If you want a curry on Christmas Day, have a curry on Christmas Day. Christmas is what you make it. It's your perspective and it's your experience. And I'm a big believer in trying to do something a little bit different every year. Or I even started Christmas early. I put my Christmas tree up super early this year because I thought, why not?
Everybody is. It's because we all feel we need something to feel cheery about, because the whole COVID situation and lockdown 2.0 and all this rubbish. As humans, we're not. I'm a hugger. Feel sorry for the huggers of the world.
I'm a hugger.
Yeah, like I can't. I think when we met Susan, we had a big, massive hug, and it just like an amazing thing, but you just can't do because of COVID and everything. So if you want, put your tree up.
Yeah.
I think they're actually putting up Christmas trees in different neighborhoods as well to kind of start getting that feeling up, because obviously even with Winter Wonderland and everything that we're so used to doing, everything's not happening this year. So like it's gonna be an interesting Christmas for sure. But at least we're allowed to see family, and that's ultimately what it's about. So I mean, other than that, I think obviously people say get the like light source, because you need to have something that mimics natural light, but also I think these symptoms of like the darkening days and everything makes you crave sugary and carbohydrate based foods, which is also related to what is typical of, you know, holiday season cuisine as well. So it's important to also stay, you know, healthy in what you eat, so that your body's also truly fed and not just over indulging in overfed. And I think exercise, which I think relates to what Inspire Fitness is as well. So exercise is also supposed to be really good. So maybe, I don't know, if you're a woman, maybe don't run early in the morning or once it's dark, but you know.
Not just if you're a woman, you ought to see me running down some of the footpaths near us. It's like an assault course with kids leaving footballs there and whatnot.
That's extra training.
Yeah, the hurdles.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll tell you a little funny story. I know perhaps while we're live, it's not the time to do it, but I'm going to do it anyway. Embrace it. I went out running a couple of weeks ago, and I'm running. It's about 6 a.m. It's pitch black, and there's these red lights in the distance, just moving around like this. These red lights, and I'm completely freaking out. And Sam's with me, and I was like, "Mate, we're going to have to turn around. Have you seen that? It's a UFO or something." Anyway, we got close, and it's a dog with a light up collar on.
Ace. Oh, I know, but if it
Eyes.
yeah, but it wouldn't have been cool if it was a UFO.
Yeah.
The first person they meet is me. Imagine that.
Oh, I think they'd be impressed.
They'd
Yeah.
take
Can you
off
do
and
that?
go to Venus or somewhere, wouldn't they?
How you do it? Oh, I think it's good to know that, you know, even if you go with the flow or if you don't, whether you like the dark or you know, Christmas or winter is stressful for you. I think how we all deal with things is important. So how do you guys, what do you guys do or are intending to do in the next few weeks to lift your mood or make you feel a bit better? Have you got anything lined up?
Yeah.
We'll start with you, Susan, then.
Got the family coming 5 days before Christmas. So we're having our Christmas early, which I'm really looking forward to, because I didn't think it was possible this year. You know, that's we might see one and then the other, and you know, but anyway, it's all happening together, so that's lovely. Yeah.
Are you having a turkey or curry?
Well, we will definitely have a curry at some point, because the turkey always becomes curry for sure. Yeah. But I think we'll have a turkey crown. I think that's what
We did that, and then from the money that you save from buying a big turkey, you can buy a bit of beef as well. And we had turkey and beef.
Yeah,
nice.
I've got a crown. I've ordered local from our farm, so I've got a ham and a turkey crown because I wasn't sure what's happening. And I thought, well, if it is just us, it's only a small bit. And then we've got the ham for Boxing Day. But now I can have my mum and my sister, because whatever. So we've got 2 lots of meat.
Lovely.
I've already done turkey for Thanksgiving, and I made my first full turkey from frozen. So I was really nervous about that, because the only thing I'd seen frozen turkey used for was the experiment where they say don't put a frozen turkey in hot oil, where it all just explodes.
Yeah.
So I've never really even looked at one before, but it actually came out quite well. And
lovely. What did you have with it? What's traditional to go with it?
So I didn't do everything traditionally, but I did just roast turkey. I did a crackling pork and sausage gravy. This is a little special thing that I really like.
Oh, sausage gravy.
It's like
that's nice.
American thing, and it's basically you put sausage meat in, and it's like a cream-based gravy. So it's very rich and heavy and dense, but it's really, really good. And then mashed potatoes.
Sounds
Nice.
lovely.
Yeah.
Do you have like a pumpkin pie or anything like that?
No, I didn't have time to because I cooked all of it on my own.
Oh, well done.
So
Yeah.
I decided not to have dessert and I just bought muffins.
You have what you want. Oh, lovely.
That's
Yeah.
And what are you
great.
doing for Christmas, Rose?
I'm going to with my brother. We're going to go to my mom's, so she's going to do all the cooking, and I just have to do the helping and encouragement
And
and big compliments.
Have a sip of something nice.
Yeah, because usually I make the eggnog. That's the only thing I contribute to. Because my mom's cooking is really good, so I don't tend to go there and cook. So I just make an eggnog, and I contribute in that way.
Oh, eggnog, nice.
Yeah. Again,
I'm
very
hungry
good.
now.
So
Yeah.
hang on. Let's just be clear what eggnog is, because I bet a few people won't know what eggnog is.
I know what eggnog is.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dutch Advocaat and lemonade.
Oh,
That's a snowball in it. Oh, no. Yeah, that's a snowball.
That's eggnog, isn't it?
I don't know, Rose, is that eggnog?
No. Wait, it's like it's very creamy, milky, but it's kind of it tastes like coffee liqueur, not coffee liqueur. You know the what is it called?
Almond. The oh.
You know the milky coffee based alcohol.
Baileys.
oh,
Yeah,
muck-
Baileys.
right.
So it's kind of like that, but it's more egg based and it has cream and a lot of like cinnamon. So it has a nutmeg. It has a nice taste to it. You have in America, you get it in little tubs as well. So it's not alcoholic. It can be non-alcoholic as well, but it just tastes so good as well. So we used to have it like a carton in the fridge from time to time, even off like when it's not Christmas, because it just tastes very nice. And you really feel like you're in the mood for that.
Yeah.
It's
Ooh,
like
lovely. What about
it's very
Yeah.
rich.
Fantastic. Wow.
about you, Cobb?
I've got half marathon in 2 weeks.
Oh,
And I'm starting January the 11th. I'm starting my Ironman training.
oh my word. Goodness.
So,
Oh, that'll
What about
keep
over
you-
Christmas?
Christmas, well, Boxing Day, if all goes to work plan and it happens, I'm going to do a little running race. Shake
What-
off the Christmas hangover.
Oh, who are you racing? Who are you racing?
It'll just be a load of people in Derby.
All right.
Yeah, 5K.
You are going to, eat and drink at some point before then.
Oh yeah.
That's all right then.
Yeah, I'm not eating bad. I'm currently eating like a saint, and I'm currently not drinking at the minute. But as soon as Santa Claus hits our TV screens on Christmas Eve, that'll be it. Pipe
And what's your tipple?
You don't get to 22 stone like I was without liking my real ale.
My husband's a real ale drinker.
Oh my God, this year's the first year that I've not had a real ale advent calendar for about 5 years. And
How does that work?
it's just a big box with doors in it, and you just have a can that you slide out.
Yep.
And
Yep, we have them.
yeah, I used to have them, and this year I got a man wellness one, and yesterday I got anti-aging cream.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Very proactive.
just for men today. Result.
That's why your skin looks so baby soft.
Yeah, just more shiny actually.
You look well.
I feel good. Good.
Good.
You look good. You all look good.
No winter blues there then.
I think it's important as well to keep your skin, moisturized and feeling fresh. just because obviously the cold affects the skin and it dries it out and makes you feel uncomfortable. And when your skin is uncomfortable, you are also uncomfortable and you feel it affects your mood. Because when you know, like I've got this new hydrating cream, and every morning when I wash my face and put it on, it just feels like, oh yes, now that's like, it's a start to the day kind of thing. So it's good to like work on those physical like sensations because they have an impact on your mental health.
Yeah.
Makes
Central
smile.
heating.
Yeah, I was going to
I'll tell you
say.
one thing that's having an impact on my mental health at the minute. Derby County.
Go on.
We're currently bottom of the second tier.
Oh dear.
Rock bottom.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's not good. But I think we're wrapping up this week. That's us for this week. So thank you for tuning in.
Yes.
I think for me it's a good night and have a good evening.
Same
Yeah.
for my
And for me, it's a good night too.
And
Bye
for
bye.
it's a good night too.
Thank you for tuning in. Good night.
Great to see you all.
Bye bye.
It's lovely. What are we going to do next?